What's going on, everyone? I am the YuGiOh Scrub. I have a little phlegm in my throat, and it's going to be a little bit of a rasp. Didn't want to record this video naked for you all, so I put on a hat. Do I have anything on below? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Only I know. Regardless, oh shoot. I just realized. You guys are getting a little spoiler alert here. I didn't put anything in the extra deck, I just started recording. Do, and do. There you go. There's my extra deck. I totally did that before the video. You guys didn't see anything. You can tell today I played a water deck. Today we're going to play a fire deck. It's not the one that my opponent was playing, which I do think is really cool. It's like a fire double tribute deck. Not very good. I tried to make something a little bit better. I really want to stick to only fire monsters, which is why in the main deck, at least, you guys can see the side deck. I have a couple Tsukiomis and a Breaker. But I wanted to stick to only fire, so we only have 10 fire monsters in this deck. We have 3 UFO Turtle, 3 Solar Flare Dragon, 2 Lava Golem, and a Raging Flame Sprite. So it's fire. We're going to burn things. It's kind of a burn deck. If you're running a stall burn like this, you gotta have the 2 Area B and 2 Gravity Bind. Weird take. I wish in Edison format that Area B and Gravity Bind were at 2. 3 is too many. 2 is just enough, especially, I mean, in GOAT format, it's broken because you have 3 Solemn Judgments to protect them. In Edison, it'd be a lot easier to destroy because there's just more ways to destroy it. 3 Breakers, 3 Dust Tornado, MST, Heavy Storm, stuff like that. But I feel like Gravity Bind and Area B facilitate a lot more of the janky decks, which I like. Also, the beard is looking nice right now. Regardless, we have 2 Area B, 2 Gravity Bind, and a Swords of Revealing Light for stall cards, along with 3 Solemn Judgment to protect it, and then one of my favorite cards in GOAT format, Judgment of Anubis. This is a card that you can read. When your opponent activates a card that would destroy a spell or trap you control, you can discard 1 card, negate that destruction, and destroy 1 monster your opponent controls, and if you do, they take damage equal to the attack of that monster. So if you have a golem on your opponent's side of the field, they try to destroy something, you Judgment of Anubis, and then destroy the golem. That is 3,000 damage, plus the 1,000 they took. Like, it can be a broken combo. Really, really fun. Also, Ring of Destruction, because of course you're going to run it. It's a great way to also stop Breaker. Triple Scapegoat, triple Metamorphosis, because the hope is that you can put a 1,000 Eyes Restrict, force your opponent to deal with that, but then also just be burning them slowly with Solar Flare Dragon. If you don't know Solar Flare Dragon, you should probably cover this. If you have 2 of them on the field, your opponent can't attack, because they can't pick either of the Solar Flare Dragons to attack. And then they each do 500 damage each during the standby phase. Combine that with a Lava Golem or something, it's just a lot of burn damage that can add up pretty quickly. No Wave Motion Cannons, but we do have 2 Creature Swap, because you have UFO Turtles to give them, as well as Scapegoat tokens. You also got 1 Book of Moon. Again, just I wanted something to stop Breaker. Mirror Force, because why wouldn't you run a Mirror Force? Of course, you're going to run Pot of Greed, Graceful, Delinquent Duo, potentially getting the Heavy Storm or MST out of your opponent's hand. Snatch Steal, Premature Burial. Snatch Steal, I feel like I need to run it because it can be, in a way, a burn spell. If your opponent has a big monster on the field, you just take it and then attack. But I don't like giving them life points, but it is what it is. Premature Burial, 2 True Nades. This is here so I could potentially True Nade, bring my level limit Area B or Gravity Bind up, as well as my opponent's spell or traps, and then use that to attack for some damage, or potentially Creature Swap and then use a double UFO Turtle, like attack a UFO Turtle into a UFO Turtle that I give them, and then get 2 Solar Flare Dragons on the field immediately. As well as 1 MST, Call the Haunted, and Magic Cylinder. That's the deck profile, though. Let's go ahead, set that as default, which it is. Save the changes, and go ahead and find ourselves a quick match here. Hope you guys are having a great day. If it's not, go and make it a great day. Come back and finish this video. Appreciate everyone who's been commenting, leaving likes. Have decent viewer retention, the average being about 10 minutes right now, so see if you can break that. Totally not trying to cheese the system, telling you guys to make sure you watch my videos for 11 minutes, but if you do, I can't stop you. I'm also slowly creeping this way on the camera. I should creep this way. We do not win Rock, Paper, Scissors. We are the worst player to ever play this game. Opening hand, Judgment, Scapegoat, Greed, Golem, Solar Flare Dragon. Gotta love whenever you see a Pot of Greed. Raging Flame Sprite is our draw for turn. Let's go ahead. We'll activate a Pot of Greed. Doesn't look like my opponent's gonna... And he does want me to shuffle. I like to ask. Some people go, no, those were the cards you're going to draw, but that's also more information that I would have, so I shuffle. Unfortunately, those were some good cards I drew. Next, what do I want to do here? I think I'll just set the Scapegoat and end. I'd like to Lava Golem. He tributes the Twin-Headed Behemoth. That is interesting. We will Scapegoat because I don't want to take any damage here. I like seeing a Thestalos. Thestalos are good cards. Okay. Unfortunately, Raging Flamesprite. I need something to stop his attacks. But I like seeing Twin-Headed Behemoth. One cool card to see. Alright. Interesting. Flying Kamakiri. So what is he playing? Let's go ahead and special summon Lava Golem. And we'll set another Scapegoat. And he's going to have to tribute over that. Potentially... He does take 1,000 damage in standby. He switches the Lava Golem to attack, meaning it looks like he does tribute over it for a Mobius. And I'll just get 4 more Scapegoat tokens. Did you... Okay, he did want to attack. Unfortunately, I think I'm just going to pass turn. I have all my Scapegoat tokens. I would love if I drew a Metamorphosis right now. Look at that. Look at what I drew, the Metamorphosis. Let's go ahead and, I think, activate Trunade. Okay. It's a Solemn. I don't think he wants to Solemn a Trunade. But I now know he has it. We will then go ahead and Metamorphosis. And take his Mobius. I actually should have probably taken the face down and then stalled him out. But I think this is fine. 2,400. Mobius is 1,000 defense, right? Yeah. Monarchs have 1,000 defense. Let's go ahead and attack. It's a Flying Kamakiri. Getting himself a Sasuke Samurai number 4. We will then normal summon Solar Flare Dragon. End phase Declare. He will take 500 damage. So he's got a lot to deal with on this board. Has to get rid of a 1,000 Eyes Restrict, as well as a Solar Flare Dragon. He just puts his Sasuke Samurai number 4 into defense position. We know he has a Judgment in hand. Brain Control. And all these misclicks happening. And he tributes over for Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys. Alright. I get Swords of Revealing Light. I might try to Do I bait out the Judgment? I think we bait out Judgment. Okay. He takes 850. And all we really need here is another stall card. Sangan, he'll pop both my tokens. And Metamorphosis. Okay, so we'll go ahead. Attack with Raging Flame Sprite. I don't know why it was only 100 attack, but maybe assumed I wouldn't be able to, or that he couldn't destroy next turn. I think we just go in. Maybe we bring in Dust Tornadoes over, like, one Judgment of Anubis in, like, the Book of Moon, just to potentially pop his Solemn Judgments, because those could be cards that stop us from winning the game. Only 11 minutes into this recording so far. You guys are almost certainly going to get a second batch. So, I won't lie, I think I want to record a lot of videos today because I haven't been able to record in advance much. And if I want to record a lot, I might need to make them shorter. I think he might have misclicked into end phase. Nope. Okay, so opening hand here. Delinquent Duo, Solar Flare Dragon, Gravity Bind, Magic Cylinder, Scapegoat, Meta. So I think very fantastic opening hand here. We'll pay 1,000 life points for the Delinquent Duo. Does he Judgment? Nope, he doesn't. I hit the Nephthys out of his hand, as well as a creature swap. I think the play then is to normal summon Solar Flare Dragon and try to attack. And I will set Magic Cylinder, Scapegoat, and yes, end. And he took the 500 already before the end phase. A little afraid of Heavy Storm, but Scapegoat is a great card into this position if he does have a Heavy Storm, which he does. We'll activate Scapegoat, summon ourselves 4 tokens. Unfortunately, lose our Magic Cylinder that I was hoping would be able to, of course. Let's go ahead, not show hand. We draw the Solar Flare Dragon, but our board is a little clogged here. I do think, let's Metamorphosis. And my opponent admit defeat, and he quit. Okay, let's go ahead and just find another game, find another match. Definitely not the most fun deck for people to play. I mean, it's a stall deck. Stall burn to make it even worse. The only thing that might be worse would be like a stall Exodia, which honestly, maybe I'll make. I've never done a stall Exodia deck. And that's just trying to see all the possible cards. You know what? I think I know what I'm going to do next. Certainly been a tumultuous time in our nation's history, assuming you guys are from America. I actually haven't looked at the analytics to see where a lot of you are from, but I know I have a decent amount. I mean, maybe not decent amount, but decent percentage of non-American viewers, because YuGiOh is a global game, like the Change of Heart sleeves. I realized I never hit my opponent with a good luck cut. That's why he quit last time. I didn't tell him to have fun. I need to, like, adjust my camera and just, like, move it a little bit this way, so then this is the head-on. I also am sad because my old setup, I had way more going on in the background. Unfortunately, where my desk is now, you guys just get a boring old room behind me. I know you guys are always watching the little corner where I am, not the actual game. Opponent opens with a Thunder Dragon, getting 2 more Thunder Dragons and a Duo. He pays his 1,000, hitting creature swap from my hand. I'll discard the Book of Moons. I think it's the worst card. Opponent has 1 set, 2 set, and multiple Thunder Dragons. We'll go ahead and just set Mirror Force, set Gravity Bind, and declare that in the end phase, the Solar Flare Dragon. Standby main. Let's see what my opponent does. They set one card and end. I will change Solar Flare to defense. Normal summon Raging Flame Sprite. Hopefully they don't Torrential Tribute. And we will attack directly with a Raging Flame Sprite. He gains 1,000 attack. And I think we'll just end there. A little afraid this could be Magician of Faith, but if he does and he wants to get the Delinquent Duo back, he'd only be discarding one card. It's a Dekoichi. That's fine. Oh, also, that happens in the end phase. I need to be better. I'm just so used to being able to go straight to the end of the turn. He summons Sinister Serpent and metamorphoses the Sinister Serpent. What is he going to take? He takes the Raging Flame Sprite with 1,000 dice restrict. But he can't get over the Solar Flare Dragon. Gonna keep level limit area B in hand. I can't change the battle position, just to make sure. And we'll just go to end phase, declare, end turn. He eats 500 damage. Maybe as a Tsukiyomi in hand, I wouldn't be surprised. He's got multiple cards that would like to be set face down. I imagine a Tsukiyomi's coming. That'd be my guess. Yep, and I'm correct. Now, does he try to... He does try to suck up the Solar Flare Dragon. Hopefully he tries to attack, and then I can Mirror Force for 3. And Mirror Force for 3. Perfect. Alright, that gets rid of his 1,000 dice restrict, and his Tsukiyomi. Dekoichi had already done its thing. We'll just go ahead and end. Would love a UFO turtle. That'd probably be the best card. Maybe another Solar Flare Dragon. He sets a monster. I draw another Gravity Bind. We'll end. That's fine. He's probably going to get Delinquent Duo back. Flipping his Magician of Faith. No, he gets Metamorphosis. And Regeki breaks. Discarding Sinister Serpent, hitting my Gravity Bind. Tributing his Magician of Faith for Thunder Dragon. And then special summoning Dark Balter. Setting another back row. And I'll take 2,000 damage. Drawing Solar Flare Dragon now. Let's go ahead and summon Solar Flare Dragon. Does that go through? Looks like it. And then we will activate Level Limit Area B. It's a continuous spell, so Balter cannot negate it. And I think we'll set the Gravity Bind because I've seen Regeki breaks, and I don't want him to get over the Area B with a Regeki break. Also, yep, perfect. Standby, he's going to get back his Sinister Serpent. setting a monster, and ending. I get Judgment of Anubis. Okay, that's a good card. Let's go ahead and set Judgment and declare. We'll take 500 more damage from Solar Flare Dragon. I feel like I'm in a decent position here. If he does have a Regeki break, he gets Pot of Greed. That's fine. Heavy Storm or Regeki break I can negate with Judgment of Anubis, probably discarding the Metamorphosis. He's thinking here. Magician of Faith. The worst card for him to get would be Delinquent Duo, but he gets Pot of Greed. Delinquent Duo would just get rid of my ability to negate anything with Judgment of Anubis, because Anubis requires a discard. But I'm sure he's not thinking that. He banishes, summoning a Chaos Sorcerer. And unfortunately, he gets rid of my Solar Flare Dragon. So Lava Golem's my win condition at the moment, because I can't keep any monsters on the field. I'll take 300, that's fine, from his attack from Magician of Faith. And I get another Solar Flare Dragon. Unfortunate. We'll just go ahead and end the turn here. If that's a third Magician of Faith, that would be unfortunate. But hopefully he would just get the Pot of Greed again. He goes to battle. 300 damage. And discarding Sinister Serpent in the end phase. I get another Metamorphosis. And we'll end. No point in putting the Solar Flare Dragon on the field when he has a Chaos Sorcerer. Lava Golem is my best out at the moment. Or potentially Judgment of Anubis. He breakers. Okay. Judgment of Anubis can't destroy Breaker. It has to be a spell card that destroys a spell or trap on field. So actually, I'm just realizing now that Anubis wouldn't negate Regeki Break either. I will discard Metamorphosis and banish or destroy the Chaos Sorcerer. He will take 2,300. He changes the Faith to defense, Balter to attack. And he banishes another Light and Dark. For BLS. I'm just going to go ahead and straight activate Gravity Bind. He might have a way to destroy this, which would be unfortunate. He does not. Let's go ahead and activate Area B. Putting all these monsters in defense again. Unless he chooses to Judgment. Don't know if he has a response here. Nope, he does not. And we'll just end, because putting Solar Flare Dragon on the field with a BLS does absolutely nothing. It does even less than if it was a Chaos Sorcerer. He has a clogged field, though. He draws 3 from Graceful Charity, so he's probably looking for a Regeki break, if I had to guess. Discarding Sinister Serpent and Thunder Dragon. 13 cards left in deck. He does set 1 back row. I'm imagining it's that Regeki break. I draw my own Graceful Charity. Let's go ahead and activate Swords of Revealing Light. Try to bait him into a Dark Balter negate. Okay, unfortunately it doesn't. I think we'll just go ahead and end our turn there. He Book of Moons, hitting his Snatch Steal. Okay, here's a play now. Actually, it's not necessarily. There's 1 counter on Swords of Revealing Light. Let's go ahead, target BLS with the Snatch Steal. And we'll declare, banishing his Magician of Faith. Next, let's activate Metamorphosis. Does he negate with Dark Balter? He does not. Let's special summon Gatlin Dragon. And toss a few coins. Heads. So we'll destroy the Dark Balter. And now let's go ahead and activate Graceful Charity. And we'll discard, definitely Scapegoat, and probably Call of the Haunted. And then we'll normal summon Solar Flare Dragon and set Solemn Judgment. Go to end phase, declare. Okay, feeling in a pretty good position here. He can't attack at all because of Gravity Bind Area B. Well, I don't want to say at all, but basically not. Oh, this is in defense as well. Should be, at least, because of the Area B. Tribe Infecting Virus. Think. Do I want to Judgment? That's fine. I think Judgment's going to be safer. He can discard a bunch, but I think Judgment's going to be safer to keep my back row available. I get Raging Flame Sprite. That has 2 on it. And end phase will just declare. Of course, now I'm looking at it and thinking that I could have stopped the Tribe Infecting Virus with a Solemn Judgment, and then Raging Flame Sprite would be fine. He discards and gets rid of my Pyro. Setting a monster in the back row. We will special summon, getting rid of his Tribe and the new face down. This is Engrave. It was a Magician of Faith. And we will just go ahead and end our turn. Stand by, he'll take 1,000 damage. And that's game right there. Perfect, okay. Let's bring in a Dust Tornado for Judgment of Anubis. Maybe Bottomless Trap Holes. No. I did see Metamorphosis. Maybe over one creature swap. I mean, the fact that this deck just actually won a game against that deck, like a nice Chaos deck, I think is pretty telling that GOAT format, you can build some jank and make it work. I may have gotten lucky, I didn't see his hand, so who knows. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some play lines that he had that would have won him the game at some points. But, like me, some of us are scrubs. I'm not calling this guy a scrub, but we don't all make optimal plays every single time. I know I don't. And I'm feeling like, as long as my opponent doesn't make the most optimal play, and sometimes it's hard to tell what the most optimal play is. You know, in hindsight, it's always like, oh, I should have done this, should have done that. Well, sometimes when you're playing the game, you don't know what your opponent has, especially a deck like this that you're not used to facing. Like, I don't think he was thinking about Judgment of Anubis at all. Opening hand, Premature Burial, Delinquent Duo, Area B, Flame Sprite, and Mystical Space Typhoon. He opens up with a Pot of Greed. I also won that game, I think, getting Delinquent Duo turn 1. Then he discards Thunder Dragon, searching himself 1 and 2 more Thunder Dragons. Is he going to Graceful here? Nope. Sets 1 monster and 2 back row. Yep. 1 monster, 2 back row. We'll go ahead and Delinquent Duo. Hitting the middle card from his hand. It was a Scapegoat. And he discards Sinister Serpent, so he has 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. Let's go ahead and activate MST, hitting that middle set. It was a Torrential Tribute. And then let's go ahead and normal summon Raging Flame Sprite and attack directly. And I think then we'll just activate Area B and end. Because I don't think he has any level 3 or lowers that are more than 1100. Most people only run... Okay, well, he has Dust Tornado for it. That's fine. Flipping Gravekeeper's Spy, so he's on the Spy build, though I didn't see that at all this last game. Summons another Spy. Does he Tribute? Setting 1 back row and tributing for Thunder Dragon? Yep. I'll take 500 plus Does he attack for 12? He does. You're not afraid of gores? Alright. Draw Solemn Judgment. I'm going to go ahead, just keep some monsters off of the field. I don't want him getting too many. I'll try to attack Solar Flare Dragon over the Gravekeeper's Spy, assuming he lets that go through. Mirror Force. Okay. And I'll just end, setting my Solemn Judgment. Breaker. Alright, we're going to admit defeat this game. That was a quick one. I'm going to bring in one more Dust over the creature swap. Maybe Trap Hole. Since we're getting rid of the creature swaps, I'm going to take out one Scapegoat, one meta. Trap Hole can negate his normal summons, like Tribe or Breaker. Bottomless could maybe even be better because it can also negate a Chaos Sorcerer or BLS. Opening hand here, Mirror Force Bind, Magic Cylinder, Meta, Torrential Tribute, Golem. So let's go ahead, set Magic Cylinder, set Torrential Tribute, and end. He Pot of Greeds, that's fine. I don't like negating Pot of Greed with Judgment unless it's very low resources. I feel like stopping your opponent from getting 2 cards, there's too many other ways to get power in this format. Get card advantage, I should say. Alright. We'll go ahead and set Trap Hole to go along with this set of back row, the Trap Hole that we just drew. I'm imagining that's a Magician of Faith. Nope, it's a Dekoichi. That's fine. Could have Trap Holed it, but why would I do that? We'll eat 1,400. Make him feel a little bit safe. I don't feel like it's worth expending a Magic Cylinder at the moment. Drawing a Snatch Steal. I think we set Gravity Bind and end. Now that we have the Lava Golem, well, we've had it, but I think that I'm going to Torrential Tribute. I don't want him getting the Breaker. And he just goes ahead and ends his turn. Okay. I don't feel like Trap Hole does too much now. Unfortunately, drawing both of them. We'll just go ahead and end our turn. I feel pretty good with my defenses at the moment. Standby main. He has 3 back row and a bunch of unknown cards in hand. DD Warrior Lady. We'll go ahead and Trap Hole it. Does put a light in grave for him. But Lava Golem would have done the same thing anyways. And potentially this now makes him banish the light in the dark. Nope, he does not choose to do that. Alright, we'll go ahead and summon Raging Flame Sprite. And just try to attack directly. Okay. We'll attack directly. And then we'll go ahead and I think just end our turn. Gravity Bind and Magic Cylinder for defense. He's probably going to make 1,000 dies restrict. He Dust Tornadoes. Targeting which one? targeting the middle. Getting rid of my magic cylinder. That's fine. I imagine he's okay. He Space Typhoons. Getting rid of my Gravity Bind. Graceful Charity. So he's got 4 tokens, a bunch of unknown cards. Discarding Sinister Serpent and what? Gravekeeper's Spy. He then metamorphoses. Giving him my Raging Flame Sprite. And he has 100 attack. Now my question is here. I think I special summon, but not getting rid of the Thousand Eyes Restrict. I think I keep him so then he can't attack with the Lava Golem. So I'll special summon with 2 tokens. Because I feel a Thousand Eyes Restrict is actually a detriment to him at this point with only 100. And then I will set Mirror Force, Trap Hole, and Solemn Judgment now that I have some defense. He pops my Trap Hole. He will take 1,000 damage from the Lava Golem. He Delinquent Duos. Unfortunate, but fine. I'd rather keep my Solemn Judgment for anything he does that has some funny business going to it. Like a Heavy Storm. Or maybe a Regeki Break. Think. We'll go ahead and take 3250. I do not want him summoning a Demok. We'll go ahead and summon UFO Turtle. Popping his token and ending. Standby, he will get back his Sinister Serpent. I don't know if the Demok negate was the right play, but I feel like it was. I feel like that's too powerful of a monster. He does discard Thunder Dragon, so he has Sinister Serpent and 2 Thunder Dragons in hand, along with 2 back row and 1 unknown. Regeki Break. What does he hit? Hitting my back row. He will then summon Tribe Infecting Virus, popping the UFO Turtle, hitting me for 16, so that was probably the worst card it possibly could have been. And I get True Nade. We'll set the True Nade and end. Hopefully he doesn't summon the Sinister Serpent. He might be ahead of himself. He went straight to main phase 1. I don't mind if people go to main phase and then, like, add it. But if he starts doing other stuff and then it's like, oh, wait, I should have added the Sinister Serpent. Okay. Tsukiyomi. Good games. Unfortunate. Ring of Destruction wouldn't have done anything. Judgment. Solar Flare. Okay, so when this deck is able to build a board, yeah, 45 minutes in, that's fine. When the deck is able to build a board, it can be really, really frustrating and really, really difficult for my opponent to play through. He played that really well, I think. You want to take the one-for-ones where you can. Try to get rid of the most impactful cards. Things like the Trunade, maybe cutting one of them, because we saw... I didn't really draw it, but it didn't really come up at all. And frankly, the whole creature swapping for UFO Turtle and getting the Solar Flare Dragons on the field at the same time probably isn't the most effective, though very, very fun. Something I just thought about is this card, Spirit of Flames. Where it is a monster that doesn't take your normal summon that I think could be kind of interesting. What's the other one? Banishing one fire. Inferno. It is. I wish it was a level 3 because this could be kind of interesting too, where it's another card that doesn't take your normal summon, but if it does destroy a monster, then it can inflict 1500. So it's another burn card. Probably Spirit of Flames is better, just because it becomes a 2000 attacker during your battle phase, which can get over a good amount of stuff. But maybe there's something to be said about some of these cards. I don't know exactly. If anything, I would probably cut the creature swaps and Trunades, though. Also, I haven't played too much with this deck. I still feel like the creature swap and scapegoat combo is pretty good, along with creature swap and UFO Turtle. I just didn't really see them in these games. Didn't have an opportunity to make that combo work. Magic Simulator is definitely fun, but maybe not the best card either. Judgment of Anubis actually might be the first card to get cut. It did come in handy in that first game win in the second match, but if your opponent has things like Dust Tornadoes, Regeki Breaks at Breakers, then it does nothing at all. It's only good against MST and Heavy Storm, which are in pretty much every deck. Like, if your opponent is going to be destroying Spell and Traps, those are two cards that you guarantee know that will be in your opponent's deck. Unfortunately, they're each at 1, so it doesn't really mean much. You're basically having one card in your deck to negate 2 cards in your opponent's. They could easily see those 2 cards before you ever see your Judgment of Anubis. But when it comes up, it's really, really good. It might even be better off just running like a Magic Jammer, a card that, or Magic Drain, potentially. Something that could also negate things like a Delinquent Duo or Pot of Greed, forcing your opponent to go minus what's the one Magic Drain, where your opponent has to discard a card as well, or discard another spell card. Because that could potentially, depending on what's on field, maybe your opponent discards a MST or Heavy Storm, trying to make sure they get their Pot of Greed to go through, and then suddenly they realize, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe Noblemen's as well, to get rid of Magician of Faiths. That could be adding back those spell traps that can, or not spell traps, but spells that could destroy your stuff. I imagine that would be pretty good as well. But if you guys like this deck, like the video, let me know what you think about it. Do all that good stuff. Watch the video to the very end. Make sure that you get 48 minutes and 32 seconds in, so that time that people, the retention time goes up. Thank you all so much. I'm the YuGiOh Scrub, but you can call me Bailey, and goodbye.